Yeah, it was good. My
Was
joke
good.
was acting up. I thought I could get on live with it and share it, but for some reason it was acting stupid.
Uh,
So I didn't want to waste time, so I was like, I'm not going to try to figure it out right now.
you good, bro?
What's going on, though?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. You know?
Good.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
You were up here for a little bit just during this week or not?
I came up there.
Oh, okay.
I came back Thursday because I had to deal with the car.
Oh, okay, got you. All right, yeah, that's what's up. Car situation good?
We'll find out. I'm gonna call them on Monday and see what happens. See what they're saying. You know.
Okay. All right.
But it's at the shop and all that stuff. So at least it got there. I got the police report and all that stuff. So
yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, we'll see what happens now.
My bad. I'm over here. Sorry, this is your show, sir. I'm sorry. I just started talking like we're friends. What's up, everybody?
I mean, we are. So.
I'm a host. I'm not a host. I'm a guest. I'm sorry.
But yeah, yo, what's good, everybody? This is Soultronic, episode 3 of Soul Chat. I got special guest, my boy Ovalord.
Yo, man.
So yeah, this chilling, man, chilling. This was supposed to happen last week, but unfortunately, on my way to Ovalord's house, I was literally down the street from his house, and I got into a car accident. Somebody rear-ended me, so I had to postpone it. It was literally like a half hour before the show was gonna come on. So, yeah, so we decided to postpone it. And I tried to force it or anything, and we was like, yo, we'll come on the next week. So here we are.
That's crazy. As long as you're fine, he's fine now. It was kind of crazy when I heard that he got rear-ended, so I was kind of like worried. But I'm happy that everything is good with you.
Yeah, God got me, so thank God. It's good for the most part. But yeah, so yeah, let's get this episode started, man. So for those that don't know, I've known Ovalord since I was like 8-9 years old.
Facts.
We lived around the corner from each other.
Yeah.
Played ball, grew up.
Mm-hmm.
But this man is probably one of the most talented producers I've ever met. I've literally watched him progress and grow and be the producer that he is today. So let's start from the beginning.
Oh man, the beginning.
Beginning. I'm talking past Cakewalk, all that stuff. I'm talking WinMX, Beat Club.
Jeez, when I was rapping, oh God.
Well, the question I ask everybody is, what was the moment for you personally that you was like, that you kind of switched? Because a lot of producers, they have the moment where they're like, yo, this is what I want to do, like, but they don't talk about like the moment where it kind of switched from the lyrics to the beats.
Yeah.
So what if you could remember, if you have a moment like that, what was the moment where it was like, yeah, what they saying is cool, but nah, that beat is, how they do that?
It was because like I used to rap with my cousin Stanley all the time. We used to use like the same one beat, which was Neptune's Lap Dance. We used to use that beat all the time. I had like 7 different personalities, and I used to rap in different voices, and I used to rap all day, every day, and make mixtapes. And like I used to do the DJ K Slay voice, and I used to interview myself. I was crazy. And then eventually I was like, yo, how these guys are making these beats? And I was like, I want to make my own music. I don't want to keep using these like beats. I remember being used to collect instrumentals all day.
Word.
So eventually I was like, yo, how do they make these beats? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out a way to make beats. So one Christmas I was like, yo, Mom, I want something to make beats with. I didn't know what the heck it was. Mm-hmm. So my mom ended up picking up, what you said, Cakewalk, Sonar, Cakewalk. And that had a bunch of loops in it, but I was like, yo, I don't know how to make a beat. I was just putting loops together. And then in that same package, I guess back then, Cakewalk and Image Line used to work together. Mm-hmm. And that same package was FL3.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like, let me try this out. FL3 sounds dope. So I opened up FL3, and from there I just was making beats.
And
I left the rapping behind at that point. I totally just stopped rapping at that point. I mean, I probably did a couple of tracks after that, but then that's when I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go full.
And you know what's crazy is when I used to come over to the crib, and I would see you guys like getting like working on beats, and even though like let's be real, the beats was trash at that time.
Super trash. But I still got my beats though. That's the crazy part. I still got those.
As bad as we look back now, as bad as they were then, at the time I was like, these guys are geniuses. Like,
yeah, I was like, woo, I'm nice. My jokes.
I was like, yo, I want to do that too, man, because at the time, like, you know, I was thinking that way, but then you guys actually had the program. Yeah. So I went back to my father and I was like, yo, they got this program called Fruity Loops. Like, could you get that for me?
Didn't even know what it was. I just want that. Yo.
And like, yo, the rest is history, man.
Yeah, man. So that's how it started, and then I just continued making beats from there. So that was the whole start, you could say.
So you started making beats, started, you know, getting better and better. At what point were you like, this is what I'm gonna do?
That came way later because, like, as you know, the notoriety started coming from other people hearing your beats. As you're getting better, and I'm evolving. This is like now we're going into a couple of years after. As you're getting better at it, you're like, yo, people are like, yo, your beats is dope. Your beats is dope. You're like, yo, you could possibly do something with this. That's when you start thinking, like, maybe I could take this and make this into a career path, you know? But I think it didn't really come into play till, like, to be honest with you, I really wanted to take it serious, like, when we started, like, the basement beat battles and stuff like that. And that's when I felt like Steel sharpened shit steel. You know, the best beats were going at it. When I did the first one with Aaron, that's when I was like, you know what? You know, even though I lost that first one, I felt like, you know, the level of music was really dope at the time. And a couple of those beats, to this day, I think if you redid them, they'll be timeless. But, you know, I thought that was a point in time I was like, yo, that's really dope. Like, I think I can really take this and go forward. And at the time, too, I was working with a lot of artists. So at the time, I was working with a rapper named Dame. You know, we had Universal hitting us up. And I don't want to, I hate name dropping, but that's what was happening at the time. Maybe a lot of it was like, and that's when it became kind of, you know, expectations meets, you know, what really comes. But that was what they were telling us. And I'm like, yo, this is cool. And then, you know, so then I was like, you know, this might be something I could take serious. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
Yo, I remember those basement beat battles, man.
Yeah, you know, that's what made everybody nice.
Yeah, yo, it was like for a wrestling reference, it's like all them dudes that used to wrestle at the dungeon.
Yeah. Basement beat battles was like, it's like, you know, not to like a shameless like plug here, but it's like when Ovalord Radio first started, when nobody knew about it. It was just like a few group of people, and it was just like, this is where you come through and you get your beats right, and this is where you battled. You felt like it was the best in the hood.
Word.
And you wanted the crown, and that's what it was. It was like Fight Club almost, you know.
Word, man. Shout out to Static in the building. But yeah, man, like we used to go in, like, and it was respect.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't come correct,
you was losing battles at the time, bro.
You were getting clowned so much that you're like, yo, when's the next one? When's the next one? Because
and those battles, those basement battles used to go like, what was it, like 3-4 months you had to prepare, but it was like 12 beats, and it was like boxing style judging. So like, and like people understand, like making a beat and making a battle beat is like two different things. And making a battle beat, I feel like, is more like exhausting almost. It was like mentally draining at times to make battle beats. That's why even now to this day, people ask me to battle, I'm just like, I don't even make beats to battle anymore. But you know, maybe I might get that itch one day. So
definitely. So what was the beat that what was the moment where you were like, yo, I love like this is what I want to do? Like, I know you said, you know, a few years later when we were doing the battles and stuff, but like, was there a song? Was there a certain beat where you're like, how did they make that? I want to make something like that.
it wasn't even like a certain song or anything. I was just so into making music, and like I just loved making beats. Like I love that, making music. I hate some people making beats, but I love making beats. I love just creating and being creative. Like that's what was driving me to continue to go forward. And that's when I was like, you know what, if I'm getting better at this and people are helping me along the way, because at the end of the day, it wasn't just me just getting better out of nowhere. It was, people guiding me through, where I am at to this day. So, and a lot of people were like, yo, you have a lot of potential. It's like, when you're playing basketball as a little kid and then you'd be like, yo, you got potential to be in this college. And then they tell you, okay, then you get into college and you're like, okay, you got potential to be in the league. And so it's like, all right, might as well just take it full blown now. So
Yeah.
I think there was never a moment where I was like, I heard a beat or I heard a song or I was working with an artist. Once I started creating and I felt like that was my therapy and my escape, that's when I took it serious.
Right. And like I said, like I've seen you. We've been at laps.
Yeah.
I standards.
Yeah.
Static. That's how we met. Static at I standard.
I standard. Yeah.
But in particular, I remember one night I was at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was working overnight, and you hit me up, and you was like, yo, there's this thing called Remy Martin Producer Series. You need to send something to it, because I'm about to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I'm at work. Like,
yeah.
So I hit up my brother. My brother sent a beat, and thank God, we both got chosen to represent in the New York finals.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I was able to win that. I moved on to the finals. I won the first one. Mm-hmm. Now the second one comes around, and now you're a part of it. Mm-hmm. What's good, Dice? What's good, Bane? What's good? So now you're part of this, the second Remy Martin Producer Series, and that one I feel was a lot harder than the one that I did.
Yeah.
Because now Wyclef Jean's involved. But you had an interesting story just to get to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, it was very interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong. So when I started the battle, like I had they have the preliminaries, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. So when I did the preliminaries, I went up against Josh Lamont. He's funny. He was from Long Island too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And he ended up beating me, but Jaleel Beats was feeling me that whole night. Jaleel Beats was like, yo, you're dope. Yo, I want to hear more Ovalord. He just kept saying Ovalord, Ovalord. But I kind of picked the beats in the wrong way, and he beat me, and he beat me fair and square. It's not like I was tight about it. I was just like, it was just me not, picking the proper beat at the proper time. I would say when you're in a battle, like, beat placement is more important than just the beats itself. Like, you got to be able to place the beats at certain times. So that happened. So the crowd was cheering for Josh, but at the same time, it was like, yo, Ovalord, like, So I guess those people came together. It was like, there's two guys that, the people loved. It was Elio and Ovalord. Like, they need to go and do overtime on SoundCloud. But the way they went about it was they did it on Twitter, and a lot of my fans or people, I'm going to say fans, people that support me are on Instagram. So I had nobody on Twitter, so I was like trying to plug Twitter on Instagram, and it's just not working. Wow. So he ended up smoking me because he has a bigger Twitter fan base, and he was smoking me in the votes. But then I just like, I take the L. So one day I'm just sitting at home. I get a phone call. Yo, Ovalord. I forgot who it was. It was a guy from the events team. Yeah. And he's like, yo, popular people like your beats, people like Elio, you know what? We're just going to put you in the finals because y'all guys are fan favorites. I was like, all right, bet. This is my redemption time.
Right.
So we fast forward, we get to that battle. I see the lineup. I'm like, damn, we got...
That lineup was ridiculous, man.
Ridiculous. I had Deja Composer, Point One,
yep.
Evan Brown, Josh Lamont, Nuo the Kid, Elio, myself, and Precise.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm going to win this. So I'm like, you know what? We had to do a remix of Wyclef's beat. I was confident in that. Actually, it was mad funny, and no shot to him. But I remember making the beat on Facebook Live, and Newell hopped into the chat, and Newell heard it. He was like, yo, this is kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and then he kind of like dipped off. And that was just the beginning, you know. And shout out to Joe because he helped me with that beat too, especially with the keys at the very end. Yeah. But like most of the beat was just like already done.
Yeah. Now I remember you like playing for me before the battle, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I had no worries about that first
beat. Yeah, I was good on the first beat. So it's funny because the two people that end up being the vote-ins were the two people that had the best remixes.
Yeah.
Which was Elio and me.
Yeah.
So that happened. So that first round went through. I got through the first round. Second round comes. I'm going against Point One. I'm like, fuck, man. I was like, damn it, man. All right, we got to go against Point, all these dudes. So Point plays a beat, and I was kind of shocked. I was like, okay, this is dope, but it's not what I would expect from Point One. So I'm like, yo, I got a chance. I got a real big chance. So I'm like, yo, I played my beat. I think I played Jealousy.
Jealousy, yep.
I played Jealousy, and the ending of the story is hilarious. And so y'all stick around for the ending for this. It's kind of drawn out, but it's hilarious at the end. But I played Jealousy. I get him out of there. I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, I got DH and Point One out. I'm good.
Yo, when you played Jealousy after he played what he played, I looked at you and I was like, good job.
Yeah, I was like, yes, I got it. So I'm good. I'm like, I bet. So I get Point, I get DH out there. So those guys are the killers. You know, I get killers out. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I still had Evan Brown, who's a killer too. Respect to him. So I had him, and then so yeah, that was the last round. Actually, it was me and Evan Brown. So I'm like, I bet what beats I have left. I played and this is why I'm gonna tell you, certain beats you could keep using over and over again, because this is the crazy part about this story. So I played the beat that I won season 6 with in that season.
Yep.
And I won the whole thing with that beat.
Yep.
And the crowd went crazy. Like, you know, I was like, yo, this is crazy, whatever. And I won. I was hyped. I was like, yo, this is crazy. So I won the whole thing. But was the funny part about the end of the story is that I saw Josh Lamont and his people. And as I'm going out with my plaque at the time, what did I get? I got a plaque the first time. He turned to me. He's like, you won with the same beats you played 2 weeks ago. I played the exact same lineup and won the battle. Yeah. And I wasn't even mad at it, though. So, you know, that was the season 2, and that was crazy to me. And I was excited about that. But a lot of things after that was terrible. But the moment itself was dope.
Yeah. And, like, it's funny because you do the prelims and you play those beats, and before I say that, soundtrack, happy birthday, son.
Happy birthday, son. Actually, tonight, I'm not gonna say happy birthday because I got something special for him tonight. That's what I'm gonna say. You know I said it, but yeah. But yeah, what you about to say, my bad.
But it's crazy because like prelims, you play those beats and you don't make it. But then you get into the finals and the exact same beats. It's all about who's hearing.
Who's hearing here, and then it's like the timing and everything, you know? So it's crazy, but you know, I won that, and that was dope.
So like, yeah, you like you said, you've worked with a rapper named Dame. You worked with Lori.
Yeah.
An unreleased track with a certain Rockefeller artist.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm never gonna put that out. It's not gonna see the light of day.
But who would you, in a perfect world? Because now that you're signed and you're in the industry now, who would you say would be like bucket list artists for you?
When I was coming up as a producer, I always used to be like, I want to work with this person. Now it's just like, yo, anybody that comes. But if I had to pick somebody, I would have to pick like Jay-Z, just because I grew up with him. Yeah. You know, if I could go back in time, it would be like Biggie. You know, it's not really like I pick somebody now. I just make beats to make beats. But Jay would be like the first person on my list. As funny as it sounds, Kanye West, if I could produce for him, that would be dope. If I had to pick more of the newer people, who's new that I like? Like, I don't really make drill beats like that, but if I had to, you guys might kill me. CJ is pretty cool. The real CJ is pretty cool, but yeah, but it's not really one person that I really picked. So
I feel you.
I didn't grow up with Hope Stop. I mean, he raised me through his music. So yeah, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's not specific.
But so yeah, so like, as far as the beat battle culture goes, because whether we're doing showcases, whether we're doing blaps or whatever, it's basically beat battle culture.
Yeah.
Do you feel that that's kind of something that gets overlooked as far as the importance of a producer's career?
I feel like beat battles. This is crazy coming up. What I'm about to say is about to be crazy coming from me, and I battled all throughout my time. I feel like beat battles almost ruins you as a producer because you don't know how to arrange music for an artist. I feel like you get so caught up in just like, this 4 bars got to switch, it got to be something crazy. This 4 bars got to switch, and this got to be crazy. And this got to come out, and I got to reverse and with triple. Like, I got so lost in that I forgot how to make a beat just for an artist.
Yeah.
And I feel like, don't get me wrong, the battle circuit is cool. You can make battle beats all day, but what happens when it's time to make a song?
Yeah.
You know how to arrange your music. Do you know how to make music to tailor an artist? Sometimes you got to pull back, instead of just throwing all in there, and I respect the people that do all the fancy stuff. And then also I respect the people that could just simplify it and make a dope beat still, it's like a yin and a yang almost thing. So
yeah, because it's weird because like on one side of it, it can change it can change you. I mean, you get to the right beat battle and the right person's there, and it one night, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The path to something else. But yeah, like you said, it's just like battle rapping, kind of.
Yeah. And I love battle rap, so I know.
So it's like, can those guys make hits? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they got lyrics, they got bars, whatever, but can they make
a song?
Can they make a mainstream hit? It's that, like you said, it's that yin and that yang that's constantly.
Yeah. Because like, I'm gonna be honest, like, and this is not to go ahead of what you're probably gonna have questions about. I don't have any like big songs with artists. I don't have any major placements or anything like that. I just make beats. But I was blessed to be in a situation to win the last Remy Martin joint. But I think I had this discussion with like Soundtrack one night, like 4 a.m. With Soundtrack, Max, we was all in the session, Battle Lab session joint on Zoom, and I'm just like, your time is gonna come. There's gonna be people that are gonna hate on you. There's gonna be other producers in front of you, especially. I was talking about tiers with somebody. I forgot who I was talking about. There's like the up and comers, the mid tiers, the top tiers, and the god tier producers, right? Once you get to mid tier, the top and the god tier are kind of close because a lot of them are cool, and those guys won't let you in.
Yeah,
we have a lot of talented producers that come to our show, and I'm blown away by the music I hear, and I'm like, yo, why isn't any guys, not even signed, but just have a song out with a major artist? It's because those top tiers don't want to let that ceiling open up. They're trying to keep you in that box.
Exactly.
I feel like that's not fair, but at the same time, that's the game. And that's why I respect stuff like what Kelsey's doing and curating and making his own artists and, building it like that, because that's how you're going to break the ceiling. There's no way nowadays, like these producers they don't want to give up their spots. You think Ill Mind right now wants to give up his spot right now?
That's why all of them are signing them under them. That's why Timberland has a whole camp under him. Swiss has a whole camp under him.
It's just a fact. Like, I remember when who started that? Like, maybe I could be wrong, and y'all can tell me in the chat. I feel like Darkchild started that. I remember Darkchild had when he was on his run, he's hired a whole slew of producers under him. I remember that. It was like a sweatshop for producers, and they were making beats for him, and he was taking credit. I get it, because at the end of the day, it's like, that's the only way I'm gonna get paid, and I want to make a living out of music. Do I have to be under one of these guys? Cool, but it never. if you're gonna do that, it's two things. It's either you take that and take the clout that you have under that person and make a name for yourself, or you just continue doing that and just hopefully get more money in the long run, and maybe you might be able to surpass that person. But that's up to the person above you.
Right.
So like, I would go into that, and I feel like that happens a lot. Like when I was talking to Soundtrack, and he was telling me some things, I'm like, why isn't he's better than most of the people that are in front of him. Why the fuck doesn't he get, but I get it. I get it. It sucks, but I get it, So,
Right.
sorry, I went on a rant.
Nah. Stuff that needs to be talked about, because it's one of those things where like a lot of people talk about it like in groups to themselves, but it's not brought out to the mainstream for it to be a real discussion.
Yeah, no, definitely.
There's a bunch of producers that are underground that are in LA, and a bunch of producers underground that are Midwest, and we see it on Ovalord Radio. All these producers that are amazing. Like,
yeah, I mean, like, if I had money right now, bro, I would. I hate saying this, but like, I would have to do it. But like, I would sign everybody to amazing deals. Deals that, and then I would be just pushing these people, and then let's create a new. I hate using this, but let's create a new world order of producers, like new wave, because I get it. I love a Timbaland. I love I love a Ninth Wonder. I love Just Blaze, but I know somebody named Praise that will give people work. Right. I know a guy named Blackheart that will give all these dudes work. Like, so I'm just like, and I'm never bigging myself up. Like, I'm a type of person that I love helping other people. Like, I'm constantly, if you need help, you need anything, I don't mind shouting out my peers, because that's what we have to do. We have to give our flowers out now to these guys, because I feel like even if they don't get a song or anything happens and they end up stop making music, I'd rather you get your flowers while you're doing it. That's what I believe in. So, yeah.
Well, well, in case you guys are just got in, this is Soul Chat episode 3, and I'm talking with my good friend Ovalord. Appreciate you for stopping by and dropping some gems. 2-time Remy Martin. We spoke about the first time. Now let's talk about the second time. You had an interesting turn of events to even sign up for the second round. You want to speak about that?
So after the first one, I was supposed to get, and I'll tell people, I don't mind giving up my business. I don't care. I was supposed to get $5,000 from the first one, and sit down with 300 Entertainment at the time, I think it was. At the time, I think Leo Cohen was running it still, and I think they just signed Young Thug and I forgot who else. They signed somebody else that was big at the time.
Yeah,
Tom comes.
Told me the same thing.
Yeah. So my bad. So Tom comes. I'm supposed to get paid. I hit up the guy. The guy's like, I'm gonna get your money. 1 month goes by. 2 months goes by. 3 months go by. I'm chasing this guy for my money. I end up getting my money like maybe 6 months later, and it left a bad taste in my mouth, and they never gave me the meeting for the 300 Entertainment. It left a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, I'm never doing a Remy Producer again. They didn't even give me all my money. I think I got like $4,000. Time flies. I think Live Nation takes over the Remy Producer Series, right? And then one of my cousin's wife, she came up to me one day, and I saw the promotions and everything for the JD thing, and I ignored it because I was so pissed at what happened the first time.
Right.
She came up to me. She's like, I had a dream that on the final day of submissions, you submitted and you got picked and you won the whole thing. And she's like, please do it for me. If you're not going to do it for yourself, at least do it for me. I was like, fine, fuck it. I'm going to submit. So I submitted a mediocre beat and I got picked. So I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy.
Not only did you get picked, but like, you were like the best, like number 1 seed out the whole group.
Yeah, I got number 1 seed. I was like, what the heck? So it was crazy because I know plenty of people that submitted. And I'm like, yo, there's a lot of talented people. So I wonder who made it. And I saw the list. I was like, okay, I don't know none of these people. So when I saw the video come out, when JD was in the studio picking the beats, and he was like, you heard my beat, and he was like, my body language don't lie. And I'm never going to forget that. My body language don't lie. I never seen somebody implement the scratches like that in years, and it made it sound good, you know. And I got number one seed. It was crazy. So with that going forward, I got picked to do a beat like with some random sounds they sent me. I did the beat. I literally made the beat like 3 minutes. I threw something together, and then I get a call from Boy Wonder while I'm at work. So I'm working, and then Boy Wonder hits me up like on FaceTime, like, "Yo, what up? You gonna be representing the East? You know, finals. You better win." I'm like, I'm starstruck. Zaytoven's in the building. Track Girl's there, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm in the car. It was crazy. Fast forward, we finally get to the, and this is why I say, God and life, it's crazy how things work. Because where I won this the first time is the same place they had the event again, the PhD Lounge. And guess what I did? Again, I won the first round with a new beat, and guess how I won the overtime in the second round? I played the beat that I made 4 years ago again that won me the first time. And I got past the East Regionals. I got 10s. I was like the first guy to get all 10s on the whole tour that they were going on, and then they sent me to Atlanta. That was crazy. Like, and to reel back that night at the PhD Lounge was crazy because I met Boy Wonder, gave me his number. And I'm going to go back to that. That's going to be before the show ends. I'm going to talk about what they say, and then they give you things, and yeah, I'll get to that. So Boy Wonder gave me.
I said Elmine gave you his number that night.
Elmine is one of them, and I'm gonna tell you a story about that. But so fast forward, we get to Atlanta. I'm nervous. He was there with me. I was nervous. At first, I was calm, and then
once we got in there, you start walking around. You're like this. I'm like, yo, this is when you're supposed to be chill. You're supposed to be We're in the Uber on the way there, and you're chilling. And I'm like, yo, this is when I would be like nervous, like, oh my god, and then like when you get in there, it's go time. But as soon as you stepped in, you're like, oh my, like what the fuck am I doing?
And I'm what you call industry, like they had the champagne everywhere, the Remy Martin celebrities.
Yeah, it was wild.
There was 4 producers, and shout out to Skrilla Beats. I'm probably saying his name wrong. Shout out to my memory is terrible.
Tate was one of them.
Well, Tane Runo is who I'm going to get to. And probably some people know about Tane Runo because he was an I Standard alum.
Yeah.
So he comes up to me during right before we go on stage. He's like, "Yo, me and you are going to be in the finals." I looked at him like, "What?" Mind you, he was talking the whole night. So we get to the joint. I win the first round. I smoked the dude. Now, I beat the dude that was on. Remember, so the second dude that I beat when we went to overtime, I used the beat that I won the first one with to get him out of here.
Yeah.
JD is like, "You a 10." JD's like, "I already see the potential in you. You're dope." He kept saying throughout that whole night after I played the beat, you're battling against yourself. Nobody beating you. You're battling against yourself. I win. So the second round, I versed Tane Runo. Now, Tane Runo is a talented producer, and I'm all about the producer community. But when I get you don't have control over the people in your life, but I never told this part of the story to people because I always keep quiet. So I don't want to sound like I'm a hater, nor I don't want to sound like I'm spiteful, but I didn't say for years. I won like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
nah, I'm not saying a word because this is wild. Go ahead.
So as the battle's going on, I win the first. We go first round. I get pulled to the side by this dude, the Skrilla Beats dude. He's like, "Yo, did you look at Tane Runo's live? They talking mad shit about you." So I hop on his live, and I see people calling me fat, fucking fat. This guy's trash. Look at this fat ass motherfucker, like cursing me out. And I get it. Those are your fans. I get it. But you're checking your live, so you could have been like, "Yo, chill, guys. Like, this is all love." But he didn't. But there was one particular person in the chat that bothered me the most.
Yep.
And this person works for a company that promotes leaving your ego at the door. That's said every time you go there, and always promotes about producer community. And his name is Scissor from I Standard.
When I saw that, I was like, wow.
So he cursed me out. He was like, "Oh, he's fucking trash. You're gonna smoke him. Fuck him. He ain't got shit on you." And I'm like, I looked at that right in the battle. This happened mid battle. I'm about to go back up again, and I look at it. I'm like, wow, man. Like, this is the same person I paid money to go to your events, and I'm all about the producer community. I've lost a couple of times over there. I came to second place against Motif alumni by 1 point, and we had a great night. And I'm always supported I Standard. And when I saw that, it bothered me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to win this now. And even though I don't have the ammunition I wanted, I'm winning this shit. And I went up on the stage. I won, smoked him, got him out of there. Mind you, Tane Runo was from Atlanta. I beat him in his own hometown that night. And after that happened, I won. I was excited. I won the 5-song deal. Don't get me wrong. All these things were settling in. But the one thing that did settle in with me was that I Standard dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to make him seem like a bad guy. He's probably a great guy. He's done a lot for I Standard. But you don't say things like that. Regardless if you're in a room with a bunch of people cursing me out, you need to be that bigger person and be like, you know what? Shout out to Ovalord producer community. Even if you don't remember me from my standard, like, producer community, stand up. We're growing. We're doing something. Remy Producers is giving producers the biggest stage besides, Battle of the Beatmakers in Toronto.
Yeah.
A huge stage. Let's support it and keep building it. But instead, you're pulling me down. Like, yes, I might not be good as Tane Runo. Cool, whatever. But at least I'm showing effort and I'm trying out there.
Yep.
So that's what bothered me the most, and that's what I guess going forward I was always like big up to producers. I'm always supporting people. Me and Kelsey have a show where we support producers because I don't want to be that guy. And it's ironic how things happen for them, but it is what it is. I don't wish bad on people, but when I saw that bothered me. But yeah, that was the story. I won a 5-song deal with Jermaine Dupri. He gave me a lot of money, and I won a chain, and now we're here.
You rise above it, man.
Yeah, man, and I didn't want to come off like I said, I didn't want to come off as
Nah,
trying to make somebody look bad, but at the same time, I had to tell that story.
because I remember when that happened, and I was like, this is a total 180 from how you act at I Standard. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Like, why would you even be like? I understand you might be a Tane Runo fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, but you being one of the main guys for, we're a community. We're bringing, like you said, we're a community. We're bringing people. We're bringing producers together. We're bridging that gap. It's not about competition no more. It's about all of us moving forward. Like that was trash. I promised myself after that. I was like, I'm never doing an I Standard again. Like,
yeah. I was like, I didn't want to stop them from doing it, but I was just like, I'm just gonna keep myself away from that person. Like, I know Jay Hatch and Don are mad cool, they had love. But when I saw that from him, I was kind of shocked, and I was stuck by it. But that happened. I won the whole thing. I didn't let that bother me too. It bothered me a little bit, but it bothered me too much. But I just rise above, and now I'm talking to Jay. I have his number.
Yeah, so
I'm signed to Social Death, and I talk to him. I text him. He says "Merry Christmas" to me. He don't have to say that to me, but and one more story. I know I'm killing you guys with stories, but another story that bothered me. So, my bad, Keith, to go into.
Do you, man? We chilling.
But so the Ill Mind thing. So Ill Mind gave me his number, and I didn't think anything of it. Same thing with Boy Wonder. I hit Boy Wonder up. He didn't hit me back. Cool. I feel like that. But Ill Mind was one because he was another guy big about the producer community. Now, no hate to him. He's an amazing producer. I hit him up. I did what they taught me in I Standard was, how to hit up somebody, the etiquette, DM etiquette, right? I hit him up. I was like, hey, man, how's everything, man? I hope everything's good. I appreciate you showing me love at the New York event, man. And mind you, I didn't even hit him up to work. I just said thank you.
Yeah.
And then no text. Then the next time I hit him up, he hit me up. He's like, yo, what's up, bro? I was like, nothing much, bro. Just want to see how you doing, man. I appreciate you showing me love. I know maybe you can get my first text and all that. He's like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, yeah, man. So maybe one day, we could work or whatever. Now I asked him after the second time, that's what their etiquette says. The second time they hit him up, see if he wants to work.
Yeah, that was a 12-15 class at B Camp.
You already know. At 5 Towns. Shout out to Love Perfection. Who else was in that building? There was a bunch of people in that building. So I hit him up, and then it was like, yeah, we could work. I was like, all right, cool. And then I hit him up again, and it was like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, wait, did you just delete my text? like even if I know you're important, cool, whatever. But I was like, who the fuck is that? He said, who the fuck is this? I was like, fuck. I was like, bro, like, bro, I just texted you yesterday about working. Oh, if you're gonna work with me, you gotta pay me this and that and third. I'm like, you know what? I appreciate you, man, for shouting me out at New York event. Thank you. And I left it at that. He didn't hit me back.
He's like, but you came to me when I won. You won.
Yeah, like you dapped me up. I have a video. Like I didn't put the documentary out, but you dapped me up. So I just feel like with that, there's like what bothered me about it is like you're about to produce community. I get it, you want to make your money, but like there's a time and place for that, and I feel like with producers that are so big and high in the food chain that you could give out some free gems. There's nothing wrong with getting off. You made enough money in the music industry. You still are.
Right.
It doesn't hurt for you to, when I reach out to you properly and with proper etiquette, you just said straight up go from, yo, it's cool to, yo, you got to pay me this, that, and that. I don't know who you are. I'm like, so I could never be like that. I don't know. That's maybe me. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but both of those situations was just weird to me because those are both people that are about the producer community, right? And,
yeah, well, kind of a blessing in disguise all that happened to you because from all that, Ovalord Radio was formed.
Yeah.
For the producer, by the producer.
Yeah, right. I think that was the I don't know how to say it, but yeah, that came out, I guess.
That was the child that was born.
Yeah. What radio happened because I was just going live and I would just play beats, and then one day, actually, the first few people that I used to submit, I think was like Static, and then Blackheart. I used to hear Blackheart's beats like way back then, so I knew about Blackheart way back then before everybody.
Yeah.
And he used to send me beats all the time. He was like, yo, listen to this joint. And I'm like, yo, this guy's amazing. And then I took a break from Ovalord Radio because I felt like it wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah, I remember.
And then, like, I don't know, maybe the idea is just too far ahead and I don't have the right resources. But my nerdy self ended up figuring out how to connect this and that, and then I got the sound. And then what ended up being even more blessing of going forward, I'm going to just fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Kelsey were sitting down. And Kelsey I was mixing a beat for Kelsey, which was the Sunday beat that I ended up shooting a video for him for. And I want to thank Kelsey too, because Kelsey was the reason why remember I used to always talk about producing music videos?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it myself. So Kelsey ended up being a test subject, which ended up showing people my vision of what I meant by producing music videos. And yeah, the rest of that.
For a while, and it was one of those things where it's just like, how do I make it work? And
so he ended up being a subject, and it worked out. And then, we made pretty good videos. So yeah, one night I'm mixing this beat, and we wait, and then we was like, yo, this beat is crazy. He's like, yo, I want Wills to hear it. Because Wills called. Wills was like, I want to hear it. So we get on live. I started up. And then one day, people started coming into the live. We was like, yo, submit beats. Fuck it. And then we just started rating beats right then and there. The second time he came, he's like, yo, let's go back live again. He started just sharing the live with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to share. Then he ended up sharing it with one person who ended up being like, the alum for the whole thing, which is Siege Monstrosity. And that was like one of the craziest nights. The second night was like the craziest night because I think Siege came, Rockwaller came, Tyrese came,
Eric Sermon.
Yeah, it was like so many people came, and it was just off the fact that he was like, you know what, F it. I'm just gonna just send it to people's DMs directly. I'm not gonna even be nice, And then Ovalord Radio became what it was and what it is today, and we just made a platform for producers to shine and give them some exposure, and I get to hear amazing beats every Saturday, or every other Saturday now. So and that's how Ovalord Radio happened. It was a big part was Kelsey. Like I had it there. I had the foundation. He just came in and just threw all the shingles and the cement, and rock. He put the 12 in, and then that's what it is now.
Shout out to you and shout out to exterior and interior decorator Kelsey for
hey buddy,
bringing out tonight because I'm.
And shout out to Wills too.
There is a show, Ovalord Radio is tonight at 9 p.m. for you guys to check that out. So you ain't even got to go nowhere. You move straight from this live and go right into another.
Word, right? Right into another. And then next week, Soul Chat again. And we keep these producer platforms going because it's a different. Like I like Soul Chat because I thought Soul Chat was a dope idea because it's like producers talking about their struggles and their wins and accomplishments, but also getting who they really are. You know what I'm saying? It's just not about the music all the time. So this is a dope platform, and I hope it continues to grow. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, definitely. And so yes, Ovalord Radio tonight. Got a couple of things in the works with that. That was just again, shout out to everybody that supports Ovalord Radio because I didn't think it was going to be what it is. And me and Kelsey talk about it every day, all the time. We plan today, we plan all the time. We plan for new people to put their stuff up and just it's just a place to producers to come together, just like Battle Lab, and just have fun and get exposure and just play their beats and get to hear new people you never heard of. Like
right.
I would never.
This is how I met a lot of producers, Soundtrack and D Dot and SP and SP385 and Vintage. All these guys, like I wouldn't have heard of them if it wasn't for Battle Live and Ovalord Radio.
Yeah, man, I met so many people through that, and I appreciate even LCB putting me onto some of those people too, and it opened up a whole other avenue, and just like the talent is just ridiculous. So I appreciate. I'm grateful for everybody that supports us, me and Kelsey, and supports you and supports Battle Lab because that's all we got, And those are the platforms that producers. That's where the community really comes together. And I'm really proud. Like I haven't done a Battle Lab in a while, but I do pop in. I just like to just listen, and I might not have time to make beats, but I'm bumping these beats on my way to work. And it's inspired me, and I'm listening to these dudes, and I'm hoping all these dudes become successful. Everybody, so yeah.
Shout out to Praise in the building. Last.
Yo, I listened to that one beat on the car ride. I'm like, yo, this guy is angry, but it's fun. But I'm about to say my bad.
So this is a staple of the show now. We've had some pretty controversial statements.
Oh, wait. Before that, yes. My same belief is right. Sound Clash. That was like my first battle live. So
yes.
For the reason why me and Soultronic actually went at it on live. So Sound Clash, Same Believe, Tentative Music. I forgot the other person's name, but Sound Clash is dope. Y'all guys got to follow them as well.
Shout out to Same Believe for real, because he was one of the people when I first did the finals of Remy Martin. That's who I was going against. And we've been talking back and forth ever since. And then he started Sound Clash. I've seen a bunch of dope battles on there, and then I was able to battle my brother Ovalord on there. So like, shout out to him. You guys go support Sound Clash, go support Battle Lab, go support Ovalord Radio. Thank you for supporting Soul Chat. So this is this is a staple now, and it's pretty controversial. We've had a couple of so we're getting into over under.
Oh God.
So who is your most overrated producer of all time, and who's your most underrated producer of all time?
Overrated? Jeez.
We've heard Swiss.
Everybody goes Swiss, and I get it. I get it. There's a rumor that he wasn't making his beats for a while. I get it.
We heard Timbaland the last one.
Timbaland overrated? That's kind of crazy.
Like him now, low key.
Overrated? Yo, this is bad if I say this. I'm about to say something terrible. I might lose some.
You are amongst family and friends. You are good.
Okay, I'm gonna say Swiss for overrated. But I have to make a subcategory. I'm gonna say the most overrated, overused producer in producer list, like top people's producers list.
All right.
The most overused person that I feel like people don't even know who he really, really is Jay Dilla. I'm sorry. Everybody uses Jay Dilla in their top 5. I'm like, do you even know half of the stuff he made? They probably don't even know he made like the Players remix, or like they probably don't even know he made Find My Way. They probably don't know that, but they just say Jay Dilla because everybody Jay Dilla.
No, that's part of the starter pack.
Yeah, it's like I hate that. I hate that.
You
Yo,
have
who's
a
your top five?
person who makes nothing but drill beats, and then they'll be like, "Well, what was your inspiration to get into producing?" And be like, Dilla.
Like, you know, I'm like, what? And, no, I'm not saying he's overrated. I say he's the most overused producer in top five producer list. So like somebody that's new would be like, who's your top five? He'd be like, yo, and the kid be like 21. He'd be like, Axel, Tay Keith, Boy Wonder, Illmind, and Jay Dilla. I'm like, wait, yo, bro, did you even know what Jay Dilla? Not saying that you probably never heard of him, but like your music doesn't sound like what he would do, but whatever. That's what I'm like. What, you know? But
let me clarify for everybody in the chat because they're like, what? Like,
nah.
not saying Jay Dilla is overrated. He's saying that producers they overuse his name when they're like, who's your top five or who's your inspiration for producing? Because people will never hear a Jay Dilla beat or even really know like what his style is like, and the first thing they say is Jay Dilla.
Right.
But nah, Jay Dilla is definitely not overrated. If anything, he's probably underrated. But
yeah, he's underrated. Definitely. When it comes to underrated producer, I'm gonna say Black Milk. Black Milk is super underrated. Super. I don't care anybody. Super duper underrated. I'm sorry. He's in my top five. Yeah, it changes from time to time, but he's usually around my top five. Black Milk
is nasty.
Black Milk, that Tronic album is probably one of my favorite. Like when it comes to best produced albums, Tronic from beginning to end was stupid. The intro was stupid. When he had that joint with the you get your mood. That shit was so nobody.
Yes,
that shit was what?
Retarded.
Oh my gosh! If Black Milk came out with a drum pack, I'm buying that. If it's $1,000, I'm buying it. And he had some bars. He wasn't bad with the rapping.
Yeah,
he was rapping. I see. Damn, I just don't get it. Like I don't get it. And you can ask a lot of people. And a lot of people would be like, "Yo, Black Milk is fire." He is super duper fire, man. He's super underrated to me.
Will says Black Milk's in my top five. Saint Believe said Jansport and Mad underrated.
He came out with an album after that. I think it was called Sunday's Best, Black Milk, and he had the joint called. It had like the sample, the do 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 do. That beat right there. I think it was called Sunday. Yo, that other album was crazy. Super underrated. But Black Milk would be my other guy. That's what kind of got me going. Black Milk. Well, technically Kanye and all these guys, but
Word.
Milk was another guy I fell upon. But you know, it's another good produced album that's very, very underrated. Yo, Tyler Kweli's Eardrum.
Yeah.
Yo, the beats on that album.
Yeah, man.
Super underrated album.
Yes.
The beats from like track 1 to like 15. Yo, Pete Rock bugged out. Premier bugged out. There was so many produced. Kanye bugged out. That album, production wise, Eardrum. I'm about to listen to that joke when I go and take it off here.
What another good one is that I don't really hear a lot of people say, but I love it. Personally, it's my favorite album. Like it's my hip hop album ever. Q-Tip, The Renaissance.
Yo, the beats on there. Yo, I knew about Jay Dilla way before, but I didn't hear that. The move. There's other joints on that Renaissance album. I think just about as crazy as that too. But the move joint,
that Michael Jackson flip.
Yo, the way he had the chops, like I was trying to redo that sample, like chopped it how he did it, and I'm like, he had to have the stems, the track out for that song, because there's no way he chopped it with just it like that. What version of that song did he have? That beat was masterful.
Word.
So yeah, I mean to go, but go ahead. Over under, my bad. I went off on a rant again. But
no, you good, man. You good. So here we go with another over under. Now we've gotten. All right, so over under. What's the most overrated beat to you of all time? And what's the most underrated beat to you of all time?
Bruh, overrated beat?
And just to put out the controversy, our last one, Static said Money Cash Hose is overrated.
Oh, that beat was kind of hard though. But overrated? Uh, yeah, I can see it.
Static said he could show you how he chopped it.
I mean, you could say grinding. And hold on, I'm talking about technical. Technically, grinding wasn't that crazy. Like, if you listen to it, and you know, if you ever used a Triton, I used a Triton. It's mad simple. I think it was like in one of the packs, and it had all the drums in it. All you had to do, doom, 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 and then had a little stab. Dum, dum, dum. It was like,
yeah, that's why everybody did it at the table during battle beats because it's so easy.
It was so easy. But I'm not saying it technically. Grinding was a very overrated beat. Now, how impactful it was to the rappers and stuff like that,
it was different.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
you might guys want to kill me for that, but I don't care. But it technically wasn't that crazy. It was just like
Lorraine staring a hole through you on the phone.
That, and I think also like Touch It. Like Touch It wasn't a crazy technical beat.
I can see that.
It's like doom, 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 like, and then turn it up, doom, 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 cat, doom, cat. It was like everything around it. It was the post production is what made that beat and everything hot. But if you listen to just the beat, it wasn't nothing crazy. But I don't know. That's just me.
William said, "Jigga my nigga."
Okay. That beat was simple as hell. Yeah.
So what about underrated?
Underrated beat? Damn, there's a lot of underrated beats. I mean, I'm gonna go back to Black Milk again, but
that Jealousy joint he did.
With Royce the 5'9"
for a minute. No, how do you think?
That'd be wrong. Yeah, you called it. That Losing Out. That's what it was called. Losing Out. Yo, with Royce the 5'9", that beat was nuts, and then he had a beat with Elzai. That was nuts too.
Yeah.
Those are very underrated. I forgot which ones are those.
Bird's Eye View.
Bird's Eye View. Yeah.
Yo, he loved that view. When we was at the Celebrity Black.
Yeah, I know, right?
He almost broke his laptop because he was bobbing his head too hard.
That selector was going mad hard. The one DJ Khalid did for Fabulous. I forgot which one that was.
The one Khalil did for Fabulous. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's very underrated. I agree with that.
Yeah, those are the ones. I can't. I'll be here all day trying to think of beats, but yeah.
Word. Well, yo, my brother, I just want to know that I appreciate you, man.
No problem, man.
You're my favorite producer.
I'm trash, man. It's funny. I haven't made a beat for the New Year's because I've been doing everything else but making beats.
You're my favorite producer because I grew up listening to you from when we couldn't make nothing, and now where we're at now. So just seeing the whole journey, seeing the highs, the lows. Like I know what it took for you to get to where you're at right now, and I appreciate you. I love you. I just give you flowers in front of everybody while we're here because you're my bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate everything you bring in. The Soul Chat is fire. I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to go up from here, brother. And, just stay safe, stay blessed up here, man. That's all I can tell everybody to. Stay blessed, stay safe, and just support one another as much as you can,
Right.
That's all.
Well, yo, guys, this was a great episode 3 of Soul Chat. I was going to say Ovalord Radio.
That's what I'm about to head to right now. I know Kelsey's probably like, where you at?
This is episode 3 of Soul Chat with my brother Ovalord. Thank you, everybody that checked it out, that's tuned in, that's in the live right now. Shout out to Static, Soundtrack, Praise, Kelsey, SP, Saint, Vintage. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. Shout out to my wife in the background that's been listening and going up and down and crazy because she's hearing stuff. But it's not over. It's not over for everybody that's in here right now. Just give it about 1 or 2 minutes, and Ovalord Radio will be live. So you guys can just keep the producer love going.
Yep, Ovalord Radio live right now. I know Kelsey's probably gonna kill me. I'm late, and I'm at the setup, and I'm late. So let me get out of here. Y'all be safe out there, man, and come to Ovalord Radio. Come submit some beats. People already submitted beats now, so like, I gotta get ready.
Myself,
but I appreciate you, bro. Yo, make sure you save this so I could pull from this live.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it.
All right, brother. Yo, be good, man.
All right, man.
Yep.
Peace.